Hello and welcome to another Minecraft video. We're starting to go beyond Minecraft. This is a discussion about blocks. Uh, this is actually using the point one block. I believe we called that either Haven or Hamlet. And then we worked all the way up to slabs and then to full blocks for Minecraft. Uh, so this is kind of continuation of that same sort of discussion of technology and how to what works and what looks good. It's kind of a reiteration of that um, topic. We've talked about it a couple of years ago internally with myself and I and my massive company that I work for. And we just thought, hey, we're going to redo this again. So let's approach it. So I'm kind of glad, I think, in terms of technology and how the RAM and CPU and everything's advanced. The compilers and the game engines have advanced enough to um, really feel like it's a possible idea to really build a game like I've always wanted to. So it's like I feel like if I could have built a game like this years ago, I feel like I could have been done by now. But anyways, so this is a project where um, we get the same sort of concept going, um, where we've built this really interesting 3D world. Um, we're kind of continued from the dungeon game example, which I think is really great. This is kind of the version, 3.0 of that example. So we liked the characters here, and feel like is I don't think. Oh, I guess I'm not looking at that correctly. But yeah, and then as we built up and changed technology, this actually becomes a problem. For some reason, we can't actually get this to work right now, so I'd have to relook at everything. But this is kind of the first test of the wall engine, um, and then we redid it in our next version, and then we broke that. So we should probably fix that, honestly. I think the game engine 15 will hopefully fix that and get that sort of development um, of the really comes down to the this um, you can't, when you build a project at the start, you can rely on awake and start and choose to do a lot of tricks with Unity to get it to operate in such a way. But as you progress with that, you really have to really do a lot more. Um, and I've gotten it sort of up and running, but then also it changes for each game. So, anyways, let's just get into this. So basically, this is kind of was meant to be a tech demo. I do feel like there's some things that are not working. So this is um, like a pillar. I think we're calling these pillars. And I think we are stepping up. So we haven't quite solved that. So this is definitely one of those areas where we'd like to address. This doesn't, solve in our current iteration, where we need to compare. I believe this is quite similar. Oh, but I forgot. I'm not sure how this. Yeah, that creates a bug, and then yeah, and then like all famous bugs, you have to hit Alt F4 to get out of it. I should have realized that. But yeah, so sometimes there's that's like indicating that there's a I believe what's happening is it's saying that you can enter the wall, but you can't leave the wall because you're trying to exit a space that is not viable. I'm not sure why this is like struggles here. Oh, there it goes. Anyways, so yeah, so that definitely becomes an issue. We also wanted to test sort of the idea about having, different heights and different elements. And then here again, so we have, um, uh, yeah. And as you can see that, so this is, I actually can't back out of it, but I can enter that. So I'm glad we've got that fixed. in the next current version. Um, but there again, like working on the camera to fade away walls and eliminate stuff is going to be a huge thing. And also too, this is highlights a problem for us. Oh, well, now I can't get out. Great, I'm got myself stuck again, I'm sure. But it's also highlighting a problem here about if an NPC is standing in your way, um, you can't, you know, um, exit or leave. So it's definitely something to think about. So we'll just run it from here. Um, yeah, and then you kind of do. So this is like I believe this is a water plane that we were experimenting with at the time. That is, let's see. Oh, I guess we do have trees. Wow, very exciting, people. Oh, look at those trees. Um, yeah, but then they create the same problems. But I believe, let's see, there is a, yeah, so really it's separated into floors, which are, like down here, um, it's just like these stairs. So as you extend down, uh, in fact, I feel like we can actually get negative 88, negative 17.5. And I feel like if I took oh, no, I'm here. Sorry. Let's just copy this component. I wonder if I can just, I feel like I can't, but we'll have to see if that, oh, there we go. Yeah, sweet. So you can, thankfully, because it just sort of it uses the transform position. Oh, well, it was, but now, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like there's an issue here where, and this is like gets kind of the idea that it's like, wait, I'm not moving, and technically I am, right? Because there's nothing to see. It just feels like it, yeah. Oh, oh boy. Oh boy. Now let me say -2. But yeah, I really need to say like different floors, um, need to disappear. Um, that's kind of what this was, supposed to indicate here. I think that was I ever supposed to like turn these off? Hmm, there we go. Okay, so what's this? Let's take our unit and make them down -2. There we go. But yeah, so it's yeah, so yeah, it's kind of nice, I think, in terms of that, where you could, there again, when things are not attached to a floor, like this starts happening too. Like this, because of um, this is like outside of this. It, yeah, this happens a lot where it's like, oh, hey, this object, um, anyways, but yeah, so I just feel like this is kind of cool in terms of, yeah, I really like the walls. This is, I feel like, are these point 0.2? Not sure how I would decide what that is, but yeah, so these are, oh, they're 0.25. Yeah, that's just way too big. But yeah, so it's like the first iteration here of well, this I feel like this actually was the first sort of take on building um, walls in such a way, but we also kind of separate out the idea that we have pillars. And then what is the units? What are they? I feel like they're not, yeah, they don't actually use physics. What they do is yeah, yeah. So we just try to get the position, and yeah, so if we can get yeah, yeah. So we just use a dictionary and just return it, and then like is there a yeah, this just returns the next position inside of it, like how do it decides the differences. Um, yeah, so it does the yeah, so yeah, you'd have to use vector threes, of course. Uh, and then this is the this is a post condition. Is the V position. Oh, this is part of the path, not the actual. Oh, yeah, here's the vector mover. Yeah, so I guess it's yeah, so it just takes the position of the object, and then I'm not sure how it decides how to go down a step, but that's not important because yeah, probably was a way to drop down steps. Because it just checks the nodes and gets the XY, probably intifies it. Probably I came up with that concept a long time ago using block space. That's how we kind of are really iterating that right here. I feel like to me it is can I just move to -12 to -12? Yeah, and that'll be fine, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Um, but yeah, so here's again the new, oh boy. Yeah, I actually added, I should probably remove the Q and E because would we rotate? It's not good. But yeah, so this is kind of what what we've been working on. Hasn't really changed. There we go. Yeah, gotta remove the Q and E. So yeah, I mean I got to get to camera. Camera is like probably one of the hugest things to think about in terms of using the camera, and also too, it's like you saw like there's a lot of edge cases with cameras about fadeaways and stuff like that. But the thing I think is we wanted to go into. I think we didn't. I think we did mess with the stone block, but we have this cell. So the cell is a idea that where the walls come from, where the cells are uh, the for a node is pretty much a a flat tile, right? And there again, like we're going with point one here on the ground. It's the point one and then the 0.05. So if we're doing half slabs, we might have to adjust for that. But there again, we're still trying to contain this in a 1 by 1 block position. Oh yeah, and this is, sorry, 0.5 and 0.5. So we're still trying to retain this in a block position. Again, we were talking about the Dwarf Fortress picture. I guess we should bring it up for references. This is in Haven Studios and Art Examples. Yeah, so we were talking about the fact that like this block space, basically the shaded blue area without the stairs is that block space we're looking at. And then there again, so we could now, in theory, do we have a character? I mean, yes, but I don't think we created a, yeah, so let me jump out of here, take our unit space here and drop it in here and then pull into our cell. So now I should just be able to take my unit space and just drop it right here. And then they're going to be able to fit perfectly in the wall. Um, and then, yeah, they'll need to be, because they're sitting on a surface, they'll need to be 0.1 up. Yeah. So like, you can kind of think of like this would be the Minecraft, Microsoft, the Microsoft's Minecraft half slab walls that we were looking at quite a while ago, where it's like, hey, we can see, um, yeah, but this would, yeah, so, and then we could also sort of double this up. I almost feel like a prefab variant would be good, but if we change this to wall geo, right, and then we say, hey, our walls are essentially 1.8, and then yeah, 1.8, and then we'll just say plus 0.8. No, no, plus 0.4. Yeah, I feel like that's, well, it's just 2 and 1. Oh yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. So it is by 1.1, and then this is 1.9. Yeah. We do get this like clipping here, so we might have to adjust for that at some point. But this is kind of the idea of that we're sort of in this, and we also talked about the idea. What? Oh, did I? Oh, I screwed that up, didn't I? I meant this to be cell geo2, and this would be wall geo. And then what we want to say is um, room geo, right? So the room geo would be, it feels like the room geo would have to be 2.9, like 2.9, and then, well, 3 divided by 2. And then really what we could say is we're 3 by 1.5 here. Yeah, so then the walls would have to be 1.6, 1.55. Yeah, because that would feel like we're 3 high. We just want to get some spacing here, some head spacing here, uh, in our rooms. But again, so the general idea with the wall is like I can remove any of these walls, right? And it feels like I'm now within that block space, up against the wall. Um, yeah, which we actually have, code for handling, that. Like, oh, hey, if you're on a northeast wall, right? That means your north and east walls are activated. Everything else is deactivated, essentially. Um, and if yeah, it could sort of be like you could sort of. I don't think we handle the idea that you're going to be in like one single, um, with all the walls active. I mean, it's like you could, I guess you could say all or none. But at that point, if there's no walls active, it's just a tile space. Um, and maybe we could actually probably math out. Um, I think again, like if our grand tile was like say zero point 0.5 and 0.25, um, what would our walls look like at that point? Um, so these would still be like 2.5 walls, and then be up by 1.25 plus um, uh, plus zero point 0.5. Yeah, so like that would be kind of what we're looking at here. And again, our unit space would be 0.5. Um, and we could also sort of like say, hey, I want to be at 3.5, and then 3.5 divided by 2. Oh no, sorry, 3.5 divided by 2 uh, plus, oh yeah, it'd actually just be 2, right? Or well, 2.5 or 2.75 maybe. 2.25, yeah, 2.25. And that might actually feel like, I don't know. I'm not sure what that would look like, if that would just be too big in terms of building size. Um, might be easier just to say, yeah, I think we'd have to actually go plus 1.5. Oh, 1.75? No, 1.75. There we go. But yeah, and we're gonna have to program that in. Oh boy, why do I? There we go. I need to like disable the the player input here. Yeah, which is the Q&E right here. Can't apply rotation like that anymore. Or just I can, but it's just getting a little. Um, yeah. But anyways, so that's that. Yeah. I feel like I need to. I don't know. Do that. Yeah. Now I'm gonna be here. Yeah. Just it all gets all sorts of weird. Okay. Um. Yeah. So for now, the cell. When we brought the cells in, so the cell just says it just has this, wall south, and it sets the wall based on a preset value. Yeah. And then it has some like helper functions here. Um, which almost just becomes the cell, right? To me, it's like the node or whatever you want to call. Um, the which let's see, how would we? Yeah. Um, if I were to drop this here at, say, -4, well, let's say -4, and then I would say this is -1, and then let's get rid of here, let me just remove this, and then I want to say like these two walls. Yeah, perfect. Oh, I think it actually put a, oh yeah, so this would actually have to be 0. -0.5 would be ideal, but yeah, since we could just walk right through walls. Yeah. You just kind of getting the blocking, right? Like, does the blocking look good? Is it cool? And there again, what you'd also say as well is like, okay, we got that, but let's drop in a stone block here. That's gonna be at 0.54. Are you? Oh, I think it's because of the unit space. Yeah. And then shouldn't you have? Wow. I feel like we argue with this every time that we want this always to be enabled. Okay, so then this is 3, 2. Yeah, say 2. Oh, yes. Actually, it feels like a. Are we doing Minecraft blocks? Is that true? No, we're doing slabs. Why are you not? Oh, I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. Yeah, so we actually, yeah, we haven't really, yeah, we haven't done that either. But yeah, feels funky. Yeah, without the, was it, Hamlet? Can we get some help here? This is 1.0. This is 0.1. This is 0.2, 0.3, and 0.5. Is that, ask that question? Yes. Oh, here we just want to say like Hamlet, right? And then we would have to, under Hamlet, we'd have to say rock, whatever is disabled, and then block what? I think that's the bottom. No, it's the top. Yeah, so this one's the. Yeah, you can see how like this room, is this the room? Wow. Um, yeah, it just doesn't feel like there's enough room there to, get it, get it. There's not enough room. Not enough space there to really. What are these at 2.5? Wow. Feel like we'd almost have to be at 3 and then at 2. And then what are we at in terms of, we're at 4. Oh, um, oh, and this is 2. Yeah, so we'd actually have to be 3.5 and then 2.5. Oh, 2.25. Yeah, there we go. Yes, so there's that, and then our block would be up by 3. And then under Hamlet, we would just say, unpack completely. Just delete all these. Why are you arguing like that? Oh, because you don't, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Essentially, this doesn't have a empty here, and then this is tile geo, and then this is right here. No, the other way, please. Yeah, there we go. God, I really need to program in the ability for it to not catch the different heights. It's pretty much right here under blocks on the this new craziness down here. It was right here. So to me, it's like if we're at a block index, right? So let's see, let's go, yeah, above block. So let's say our check our block index Y, and then we will say the list of vector3 int, final sorted. Oh, yes, sorted. Oh, actually, we just actually want to say new, and then we want to say for each parent sorted, a sort, if a sort dot y is less than or equal to our block index dot y, then we'll say final sorted dot add a sorted, and then we'll just say sorted reversed, if final sorted dot count greater than 0. Really +2, right? We want to say +2 here. +2, the let's say int jump height equals 2. Jump height, well, this is like jump height index. Oh, I see actually what's going on as well. Um, this 3. Hmm. Yes. You're fine. You're fine. Oh, I don't actually need that. It's just calling it so often that it's, yeah, why is it being called so often? Oh, the Master Bray, yeah. Oh, you know what we should do is copy this, copy this, paste this here, call this above block mouse. Call this here. Okay. Stop debugging under the blocks. Yourself right here. That's Unity, and then just hit one over. Okay, so your final sorted is 0. Oh, right. So your sorted is, okay, so your Y is -1 and my block index. So you're adding that there, and then you're not going to add it here. And then your final sorted. Sorted. Oh, there we go. So this is sorted of. Oh, it's 3. Oh, it's, oh, okay. So it's the, yeah, okay. I see what's going on. Okay, so I feel like it's, first issue we're looking at is the fact that this room is too low. It needs to be 0-ish or, yeah. then finally, this stone block needs to be, oh, well, it's 3.5. Hmm. I think technically, right, we could say, we can argue the fact that we shouldn't be including the ground plane here. Let me open up this. Shouldn't be including the ground plane here. And we are simply saying that where our height is going to be 4 and you're going to be 2 and yes. So when we say, hey, we are technically at 0, then we can enter the node, which the node canvas needs to say that your your image is not yes. And then your height on the block is going to be 1 up. Height on the block is going to be 4 total. Looks like that's still still much. Still a little much. And then you're good. Attach Unity. Hit W. Yeah. You're now at, yeah, so now you should just be, huh. Oh, it's the difference. Oh, it's the, oh, my bad. It's the difference. I difference equals this. I difference less than equal to 2 minus the block height difference. Yes. Huh. Really liking to argue that it should be here, and I said, no, 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 that should not be here. This is 2. Here. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Where are, oh yeah, there we go. Sorted as 2. The difference is -1. So -1. Well, you have to account for negatives too, but yeah. The I difference is -1, and then the I difference on this one is 4. There we go. You shouldn't have that. Final sorted is 1. Yeah, but it's still jumping up to 4. Why is that? I am trying to eliminate the 0, 4, 0, which is correct. I get down to here and I eliminate it here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so why? Huh. Oh, do I apply the new future? Might be because I applied the new future. Yes, which is the sorted, which is 2. Yeah, okay. No, 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 no. Okay, so I need to do the same thing here. Let's say you. Oh my God. Come on, people. Yeah, so it checked the above block and said, "Hey, you're at the correct block." And then it's like, "Oh, hey, now I'm going to check the above block." And it's like, "Oh, okay. So now we can't fall." So if I'm actually at so now if I'm at 4, I oh, okay. Well, never mind. The blocks dot above block. Here, let me say here, and let me say here, and then oh the dist oh yeah, so here we go. So the problem here is like we're at 4, we're minusing -1, and that gets us to be -5, so it's always going to add the sorting. So this is like where I was thinking, okay, um, yeah, really like these functionalities right here is really just remove this and just do this, right? So we just like so. I'd say that, yet we still have I feel like we have to go back and say, okay, so let me this here. I feel like we have to say if a if a dot if a dot sort dot y is greater than the block index block index dot y, then continue, right? In this case, we're looking at all blocks, and if the block index is of the y is greater than our current y, we just return, right? Because we are too the block, we're not interested in any blocks above us for now. And then from here, you can say it's the block index minus this is greater than, what if it's the absolute? We're at 4 and the block is -1. If we're at if we're at -5 and it's -3, wasn't the distance? Can't we just say the distance? No, we should actually just say this can actually just be the distance, right? So if we just say vector3 int dot distance of a sort block index, which is a float. Oh, it's a float. Well, whatever. Make it a float. If that's true, what we do here is just say the exact opposite is the here, and this is less than continue. Yeah, let's try that out. Yeah, and then if my unit space was above 4, you should be too afraid to jump off the. Okay, well that makes some sense. He's too afraid to jump off the edge because he can't see a point, right? And there again, so to me, the question would then become on gravity. The question is like, okay, so you're saying, hey, that we're not. Oh, and this is the blow block, right? So we can now say, hey, like this. So if I take our unit, I forgot that we take our unit, we're still going to do the same thing, right? It's technically working. From there, what we want to say is if this is, let's see, if our vector3 new index equals this, how's the vector3? Set the position to the new index. And our new index, yeah, so if vector3 new, here, let me say new position. This is new index equals vector3 dot round to int new position. And if the block geo block equals that of the new index, if that equals null, yes, else, set the, if that equals null, essentially we want to move down and apply gravity. Or the new index dot y equals 0. Here, while this equals null, all right, and we say the new index dot y minus equal 1. Oh, and then we probably want to do something like yield return new wait for end of frame, because we want to make sure that we're in a loop. Want to make sure we're not. Oh, okay. So if we're there, why are we not? Oh, and not equal to 0. That's what I'm looking for. Like what? I'm like, why can't I move? Yeah, but now I can move because I'm not equal to 0. And then if I go to 4, I'm good, but then yeah, so I fall down, right? So now I'm falling down. Let me say, we'll say new wait, new wait 4 seconds, 0.15f. It's kind of my frame animation is 0.15. So if I jump up somehow, I jump up and then I fall down. Oh, why are you? Oh, no. Are we applying gravity? Feels like we're applying gravity. Through the input, yeah. And then through the start. Yeah, so you don't do it on the update. So why? Get rid of all this. Mold apply gravity. Like I lose. I don't know. I should probably. So we're applying gravity. Block equals null. And we're not 0. We're going to drop our index. Oh, I need to set the position to the new index. Yeah. Yeah, so if I jump up to 4, okay, well, I could just, yeah, and then yeah, there we go. So I'm going to jump off and I'm going to fall off. And now I could maybe say 0.05, 0.1. I'm not sure how to make that animate, sort of in a sense of the word. Essentially what technically needs to happen in my game is that every time it needs to say, every time I do that, right, we're going to tick. It just doesn't feel to do in Rogue, Hamlet, whatever, tick every uh, downward motion. If I'm up to 4, whoo! Oh, that's kind of cool. Like you can jump straight up and then move over because you're like, oh hey, I'm actually on the block, and now it's like, now I'm not. Um, um, anyways, but yeah, so I can't jump up. Um, yeah, I'm in between the block. So yeah, I feel like I kind of want to generate some rooms now or something and kind of test out some cameras, but I guess that's a little much in terms of what we can do, what we could do. Yeah. So the other thing too is like when you on the player input here, the thing is when you right here, are we running into an object? Are we running into a wall, right? So if the wall is doing something, so if walls dot bump the v future, and then yeah, let me Yeah, those are cells, but it's really just walls at this point. And then we generate this method, and then we'll just return false. Return false right away, and we're good. Yeah, so now we just say vector3 block. This is the block index. Goes vector3 int dot round int to be future, and then we find the wall. And we also need to say the direction as well here. So this is the future with our facing. Yes, which is technically we need to accessor on that. Public, yes, and we'll just call this facing. And then we need to say, where did we get directions? Do we have a directions? Do we have an opposite? No, probably not. We don't have directions. Find opposite. No, okay, we need an opposite. So we need like a directions. We'll just create a new folder. We'll call this directions. And we'll just say create a C# called directions. And then I want to say that my go to definition, go to implementation. Yes. This is part of the player input, which is not part of the player input anymore. Part of the directions. And we don't need this really. And well, direction. You just want to rename it direction? It might be easier for me. Yeah, so now I want to say public static direction. And now I'm going to, oh no, this is a class. And then I want to say public static directions opposite. And I'm going to take in a direction. Essentially, and this to me is like, okay, so now really, I mean, we could figure this out, right? So we just say switch on the direction. And then we're just like, oh, hey, add me these cases, right? So add the missing cases. We'll say default. And we'll say what you want to, so this would have to return south, right? So the opposite of directions is directions.south. So if you're heading north, I want to know the opposite of that, right? And then the same way here, this is return directions.north. And then this is return directions.east. And we can think about that, right? So when I'm here and I look at my unit space, right? If I'm facing north, I want to know what's the northmost wall, which is here, right? But if I want to come back, and I want, oh, well, okay. Let me reiterate this a different way. That if this was duplicated and moved to 3, oh no, not that, not the stone block, but the room was duplicated and moved to uh, 5, right? If this was moved to 5, and the only thing it actually had was the south wall, right? So if this was all north and the wall south was here, uh, and the wall south was active, right? So when we're like that, we are entering that south wall. Oh, it's kind of hard to see without a camera. Let me rotate these. Probably shouldn't do that. Let me say that you're here and you're gonna be, well, here, let me just do this, right? So we'll do this is 4, 4, right? And I want this to be 1. Yes. And this is not the south wall. I want it to be the east wall, or it's west wall, right? Yeah, west. Yeah. So when I enter here, I'm fine, right? And I'm only checking the north wall. But if I go to the east, right, I need to check the east wall to exit this tile and the west wall to enter this tile because there happens to be a wall in this design on that same thing. So that's the thing here. So when I exit this tile, if there's no wall, I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I'm exiting out of the west, but I need to check the east wall. I guess that would be much more like it kind of what I'm just trying to describe here without like trying to make it really complicated by adding a second wall. But really, like that's what I need to be doing is like when I'm coming into here and I'm heading east, right? I want to go east, so I need to exit this tile out of the east, but and when I want to exit this tile, there's nothing west, right? There's nothing heading west. So I'm cool, but then I need to opposite that to say I need to check the east wall to see I can't crush into that. Um, and that's what this is doing, right? So we're checking a direction and we're just getting the opposite direction. You would just say a direction and we just want the opposite direction. Give me the opposite direction. Um, yeah. So here on the direction, no, on the walls, I guess it's on the walls technically. What we're calling walls, but yeah, really these should probably be wall geo, but hey, let's not kid ourselves. So yeah, so I'm checking the block index current. Oh, you know what I actually need? Sorry, what I actually technically need is something called the position here. I need to bump the position. Yeah, so this is the current block. And so I need to say if, and then I say and I switch on the direction, right? So then I say, hey, and Mrs. K. So if I'm heading north, well, then I want to say that this equals the current block, and then this is the next block. So if I'm heading north, my next box.x plus equal 1, right? And then essentially this, and then south would be minus equal 1, and then z would be plus equal, and z would be minus equal 1. And essentially, well, I have this thing, I have this block, now right here I have a wall, and you're supposed to say, do I have this set up like this? No. No, 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 no. Okay, so to me, I want you to say on awake. If cell, no, on start, if cell equals null, I'm going to say cells dot equals walls dot create cell, giving this, and you have access to game objects. Okay. Now my cell, and then I want you to say create me a method, and I just want you to say that my cell equals scriptable object dot create instance, and then cell dot init with the cell geo dot position. Let's call it block index, and let us say void init with the vector3 block index, and then this dot init with the block index dot x. Z. Okay. Cool. And then I also want you to say that this, and then I just need to return cell. And then I also want you to say, oh, I don't have a block index here, by the way, so I need a block index equals public vector3 int block index equals vector3 int and transform. Oh, come on. Why can't you just... I mean, it makes no sense to me. Like, I'm sorry if I'm, going crazy here, but it makes no sense to me. If I'm in this function, it makes no sense to me to call a transform. I guess you could choose like transform dot, I don't know, but I guess you could like filter this down to, no, you can't filter this down to, I don't know. It just makes no sense to me that if I'm, I'm. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so I feel like one problem I'm having, I always do that a lot. So now I can say that I want, I probably have a lot more stuff here, and it actually might actually come up with the fact that yeah, because, oh, sorry, my bad, but yeah, anyways, uh, because of this is invalid to pull from this, right? Because this is a field initializer, which is like where the transform component, which is part of the property on the component, but this is trying to access this as if it's, yeah, you can't do it. This is what gets access to the components on the thing. Anyways, yeah, sorry. And then from the block index, yes. And then I want to say cell dot set wall east to cell geo dot wall or east. Oh, do I not? I guess I want to say public bool wall north equals the wall north geo, yes, wall north geo dot active, oh boy, wall north geo dot active self, yes. So this and then let's argue this. I don't want to say wall west, wall east, east, wall west, and this is wall south. Perfect. Under walls, yeah, the walls dot wall east, and then wall, let's see, north, east, south, west. This is north, east, south, no, and west. I'll try to explain this in a second. Really, it should be, I feel like it is that way. North, no, north, east, southwest. Yeah, there we go. Probably how it should have been in the first place. But essentially, if you look at our directions, right? So if we go to our directions somewhere, um, yeah, that should be northeast, southwest, northeast, southwest, northeast. What? Yes, like that. Um, but if you go to our directions, the idea is, right, so we start north, so we're always facing north as our default, and then we're going clockwise, right? So if we're going north, the next direction would be east, then south, then west. And that's kind of how I don't know, the more you get things in a logical, clear sense of the word, it's going to be so much easier for you to say, okay, yes, I see what I'm doing here, and I acknowledge that this is happening. So really what we want to do is do a singleton. No, I think this is a game mono behavior with walls. We should like reorganize all this code. For instance, this is actually going to be called wall geo, and this is going to be called a wall, which, I mean, I understand. I feel like I should leave it as cell, uh, but I guess I should just leave it as cell because it's cleaner. Um, a wall is sort of the idea, and I guess that's why we call it a block versus a node versus a tile, right? So a node, right, is this space, right? Well, this is probably a really bad example, but let me go to my stone block, if I can get but this block position, oh, why is this feeling like it's way off? But yeah, if you look at the, like, well, yeah, yeah, see this block right here is essentially sitting at 0, 0, 0. That's the technical node position. And then the center of that node is this position right here, which is off by 0.5, right? Because of the scaling of the block. And since this block is technically -1, it's actually right down here, right? But we move it over to 0.5. And then from there, right, we get this block index, which is this square of the block. And then from there, we have this like cell idea, right? This is where the cell idea is. It essentially sits on top of a block in prefabs that are, you know, yes, kind of like that dwarf fortress where, yes, we're still in this, but the cell is what's, it's not an individual wall. It's the what's makes up the block, i.e. cell position. And as we can see in our little graphics interface there, it's the player is trapped in a 4x4 cell. And that's what we're trying to accomplish here. So from here, we create the cell, and then we say, hey, once I do that, I want to say walls.register the cell. Also have to do is register the cell, and yes. So now we come in here and we say, hey, um, do we have, so yeah, do we have, yeah, so we say public static void register, and I want to sell. Feels like I could do that differently, but I just want to kind of keep that. I don't want to create a cell, right, and then put that cell into the block automatically. I want something else to say, yes, I have a cell here, uh, and I'm going to register it, right? So if that cell is null, if the cell equals null, just return. And then if the, do we have positional? Yeah, so this is, technically this is now the block index, right? The cell index, we'll call this the block index. So technically it's the positional data, but I'm trying to clarify now that it's the block data index. I'm trying to be very clear. That's another thing to say, be really clear. So now I just want to say, hey, a static dictionary. If you saw that coming, congratulations, of cells, and we'll just call this cells. We'll say equals null, and we'll just say void on awake, a void on a, whoops. Oh, no, override on awake. We don't call that, but we call cells equals, I don't know why. Cells, oh, ha ha ha. Yes, yes, yes. I got it eventually, but okay. So then I just say if cells dot contains key of the cell dot block index goes false, then I just say cells dot add cell dot block index of the cell, and I'm good. And now I can say if the, I don't know where, if the bump here is if cells contains the current block, then if, okay, so uh, cell equals cell, well, I'll just say cells of the current block, and I just say if cell dot, consistency cell contains, let's say cell contains wall, and we'll pass it in the direction. That feels like if cell contains wall of the current direction, return false. Oh, by the way, this is bump. Yes, and then we'll just create this function. I feel like this is going to be really good. And then we just say, hey, I guess we'll just recreate it because it's easy. We'll just say, hey, switch on the direction with a public, get rid of the system, and I want to just say, hey, add missing cases, and then we'll just say default. I feel like we shouldn't. Yeah, just return false, and then return a wall north. Yeah, just, you know, da 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 da. Ah, I'm surprised it didn't never coded it like this in the. I copied this from a pre-existing code base, the one I was talking about that was like really complete, and I broke. But this, yeah, so I'm just kind of recoding this a little bit. Wall West, Wally West. What time is it? Oh yeah, it's way past bedtime. So yeah, if it contains the wall, then we can't enter the wall. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. And then if that cell here is my new block contains this block, this is cell uh, opposite, right? Opposite. Cell opposite, and I also need the cells contains return false. Oh, and then I just say return true. Yeah, return true. No, return false. Yeah, let's return false here, return false here, return true. And this will say, here, let me say, returns true if we do not, or if we hit a wall, if we hit a wall, false. Here, we'll just say true if we hit a wall, false if we do not hit a wall. And then when you bump, if you do not hit a wall, return false. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then I almost feel like I'm going to be able to. Oh, apparently not. Oh, brum, bum, bum. Yeah, the problem becomes, I feel like to me, the problem becomes now is like this error is out, and it's because yeah, feels really frustrating, right? See, it's like it takes this object and creates the object out of thin air, right? Which is cool. But then it's like, well, it didn't. Register walls, 16 blocks. Why didn't it? Huh. That seems frustrating. Oh, because it never got to this point? Huh. Essentially what's happening is essentially I need to say walls. Yeah, which I guess we'll just call walls. Yeah. And then I feel like it's gonna work at that point. Yeah. Which is kind of like a little annoying. Okay, so if that's true now, the player input will say right here, Unity engine debug.log warning uh, facing hit because oh hit wall. Let's see, facing hit wall, and I want to say this bumped into here, and you hit the facing. Oh, this is the uh, defacing. I don't know. Sure. Hit wall. Oh no, this is true. And this is true. And this is false. Did not find a wall. There we go. Okay, well, I'm exciting that I can move again, but I'm also not exciting that um, I have walls that I ran into. Okay, so first of all, like we'll look at our cell. I think that's the really good the point here. We'll look at the cell. We'll say, is my cell correct? So I have a south wall correct, I believe, and I have a north wall. What? That doesn't make any sense. I have a northeast wall, and you have a north-south east wall. North, east, south, west. Okay, let me go back into here. So it's north, east, south, west. Okay, so we're west, south. Oh, right here. Okay, that should now fix that issue. We have a south, yeah, northeast wall. Okay. So the question is, if I'm right here and I'm bumping this wall here, oh, and I want to say attached unity. I'm bumping this wall here. Oh, yeah, we're good here. I don't need this. Yeah, we're good. Thank you. Yeah, okay, so we're at a current v future. Yeah, so our current, oh, this is actually the v position, right? I suppose I don't need to do that, but I want to. Say here, I want to, there we go, okay. Yeah, so my current position, yep, at 4. And if it can, what are my cells? I feel like oh, I only have one cell. Yes. Oh, but my key is not correct. Oh, you know why? Oh, I feel like that's kind of annoying. The issue, oh, no, I did the init. I'm pretty sure I did the init. Did the init here, which did it here, and you created the cell here, which says the block position is the cell to show. Your transform position, da 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 da. Baby steps, baby steps. Okay, so your block index is 4, so that's not happy making, honestly. XYZ, out. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Your position equals new XYZ. You can kind of see here the problem was the base.init was never set to the XYZ, so now we should be hopefully blocked by walls. I feel like I'm very excited here. Okay, so why can't I leave? Okay, well now I can't leave. Okay, so on my walls, I'm good here. So that fixed that problem. But on my bump, I'm trying to bump. Huh? Good here. There we go. So our current block should be the 4-0. If it contains the wall. Oh, crap, 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 crap. Ay, 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 ay. Direction. forward direction. Yeah, so I need the forward direction here to bump the forward direction. So the issue for me was I was pressing forward, and I can say, okay, the forward is the facing, right? So that's great, and that was working, right? So I'm facing north, I'm pressing north, that's great. But what I was doing is right here when I was saying, okay, I'm pressing S, so I need to say directions, direction dot opposite of the facing. Like the opposite of where I'm facing is what I need to press here because my character's facing north. I'm pressing south. I want to back out of where I'm going. And there again, that also indicates the fact that um, this needs to say I'm doing the opposite, but it's the opposite of left, right? Opposite of left. Well, it's directions dot left, right? So I need to do the directions dot left here, and then this is the directions dot right here. Woo! Which is really, basically a way to say I now need um, public static directions for left of the direction. And then we'll just copy and paste this here and copy this as I feel like to me it's like if you want to say, hey, let's go right, and then you could actually say the opposite of left, right, with the A direction, and then just return that. Because when you are going to the right, you get the left and just say opposite. I don't know. Might be a little bit easier to do it that way. But here we're just going to say that if we're facing left and we're going north, that means we want to go west, right? So directions dot west. It's basically if I'm looking north, I know if I want to go left, that's west. And if I'm going east and I go to west, that's west, which is the opposite because we're facing. Oh, this is actually, sorry, we're facing east, so this is actually north. Yeah, I feel like if we're facing east, that's if we're facing this direction, we want to go east. And there again, the opposite of east on the right is north. But if we're facing south, right, we got to think about, okay, I'm facing south, then I want to go east over here. No, facing south, then I want to go east, right, because we are looking, our character is pointing south, and on our left is east, essentially. And if I'm facing west on the is the south. There we go. Okay. So now whew, it's kind of actually nice to sort of get this down to the core. Oh, I feel like we're stop. Look, I feel like we're getting down to the core functionality of okay, I just need to adjust my directions. Oh, there's no given key. Yes, I get that, but why? Oh, the current is the next blocks. My bad. Okay. Well, the south and north is correct. Not sure why I can't go north here, but I'm falling through the wall here. So why can't I go north here? Also, I'm failing here. So I'm trying to go right from north. Right from north. Yeah. Okay. Well. Oh no, this is right. Oh, I see. I see. This is right because I'm hitting D, and this is left. There we go. That should be a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. Okay, but okay, so I don't understand that, and I don't understand that, but I'm blocked. I'm blocked north and east, and I'm free south. But then why can't I go north here? That's an interesting question. If I come in here and I say under my walls, why am I blocked north? Yeah, there should be no way I should be blocked north. There we go. Hey, come on. Okay, so I'm facing north, and my position is at -1. There shouldn't be a block there. Yeah. And then my next block north. Yeah. Okay, I get you. Oops. Oops. Yeah, about that. This is X. You know how we clearly laid out our our math? Oh, great. I'm having the exact opposite problem. Let me open up Obsidian here. I feel like, yeah, so we're here. Let's say notes, let's say orientations, right? So when we're north, um yeah, how do I want to do this? If I say north, uh decide how to do this without doing that. Okay, well, I don't need this. Okay, so if I'm north, it's gonna be da 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 da. Yeah, don't can you not west, east, and south. Okay, so this is positive, positive, yeah, so we actually can look at it right here on our unit space, right? Because our unit space is this, like this, and I'm not sure why. I think it's the camera, but you can see that oh yeah, well, okay. Anyways, our blue is our positive Z direction, and our X is positive, um, yeah, so this is positive Z, and this is negative Z. All right, and then this is, okay, and then this is negative uh, X. Yeah, so that's where we kind of screwed up here, that when you're looking north, we're positive Z, east is positive X, west is negative ZX, and then south is minus Z. So this like sets the next block to the current block, and then gets the key. Oh, this is the defacing. Yeah, okay, yeah. So this is the opposite of the defacing. Yes, which is the direction dot. Don't we have that somewhere? That's not. So what we're going to say is directions, the opposite equals direction dot opposite of defacing. Because there again, we need the opposite of the facing. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, baby. Yeah, so I can't go north, can't go east. I can go west. I mean, I'm constantly facing north, right? And then here I'm backing up to south, right? You can see my uh, X or my Z is negative, but I can't go that direction. I can't go. Yeah, so I'm done. That's walls. Walls are done. Yay! To me, it's like, to do, uh, handle, half walls, right? So from 0.5 to 1.0. Um, that would, to me, it's like the character's too tall, so he could basically climb over a one. It was like they should, just be like, yeah, I'm gonna vault, adding vault to the game. But yeah, so how do we get this to work? We essentially have a wall game object here, right? That is this. So we can say, well, I mean, this is a room, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, if it's a cell. So the cell has the orientation of the walls, um, yeah, set up correctly on our thing. So our positive Z, you can see, is our north wall. And then from here is like, let's say, our east wall. So yeah, so this is kind of like what we're doing. It's like, okay, and this is actually, I feel like the rotation here could be minus 90. Might be a little bit better. Yeah, and this rotation could be minus 90 as well. Or 180. Yeah. So, but it's really half dozen the other about being outside, which really it should be 0, I guess, or 90. And then this should be 180. Might be a smarter move. And then this is minus 90. And this is 0. Because you see what I'm doing is I'm orienting my look, my view direction. I don't know. I guess I'm not really up on the vectors in terms of, but yeah, the plane should be on the inside, really. I feel like that's gonna be a little more helpful, but we're not doing anything with that, but that feels a little bit more helpful. But you can see how that God, I feel like it's just makes much more sense the other way. Um, minus 90 here. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I have no idea what to say. And this is minus 180. I feel like, but oops. But you can kind of see like, okay, so I'm in the positive Z direction, which is not, you could probably actually do this correctly in that sense of the word, right? So if this was um, this was one and this was 0.1, and then this would be, what, 0? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, now we're in this sort of, the positive Z direction is showing me which way I'm going. Yeah, yeah. So this actually feels like, okay, let's make this 1 and 0.1, and then I can make this 0. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that's a different way to think about it. Not that we need another different way to think about it, but yeah, there we go. So we're in the positive Z direction. So to me, it's like if the wall wanted to be moved, um, oh yeah, this is 0.05. I honestly feel like what we should also do is just come up here and say, da 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 to these three, and then we'll just say these are game object 0, and this is wall north geo. We'll just say north geo. Yeah, and we'll say this is east geo, and this is west geo, and this is sorry, this is south geo technically. I know, very exciting. Essentially, I'm doing the same thing I'm doing to my tiles, right? I'm like, okay, well, let's orient our tiles to be west geo. So geo always stands for game object. So now I can say, okay, where is my data? I feel like I can now just take my wall. Whoops. Yes. East, south, west. Yeah. Cool. And now I can like adjust. So now I can say, oh, hey, if this was in the positive Z direction, it would be like, oh, hey. And then I also could rotate this 180. Oh, I can't rotate this 180 degrees, so I feel like I should be able to. Why can't I do that? Why can't I rotate this 180 degrees? Because my block is sitting. I can rotate this block 180 degrees, right? Proven that, but I'm not sure why I can't rotate this block 180. I guess it's not oriented on the. I feel like I should be able to do that. Is this on the? No, no. Okay. Well, anyways, you lose a little bit of functionality, but I feel like maybe you gain some positional. Some positional sort of hoopla. I guess technically you could move this to be like point 0.5 and then move this to be point 0.5 here. That actually might be somewhat helpful. And then can this now be rotated 180 degrees? No. I feel like I want to do that, and I'm not sure why. I guess it really wouldn't matter, but yeah. And then this would be point 0.5, and this is always point 0.5. Yeah. And then here again, so this is point 0.5, and this is point 0.5. Oh, it's point. Excuse me, 0.45. uh, mm, this is 0.45. No, 0.45. Huh? Oh, is this? Oh, it's net. What? Oh, I guess the west wall starts the whole thing. Oh yeah, and this is 0.45 or 0.05. There we go. Huh. I'm not sure what to think about that. And then this one is hmm. Anyways, it tends to work. And then we just have to adjust our north, east. Come on. All right. Setup is east, south, west. Yeah, the map image is no longer things. Strings are good. The block image is good. Feel like, what are we looking at here? Oh yeah, the unit space doesn't need to be here. But yeah, and then this is the node canvas, which has the text, and then this is the ground. Oh, I guess we're good. Oh, you know what I'm editing all this, and really it's the room geo here that I want to edit more closely, but I guess it really doesn't matter. Yeah, I feel like it's nice to, yeah. Anyways, just playing, I guess. But yeah, Got walls. Woohoo! The other thing too, what I feel like to me is what I can also do is say something like public enum um heading headings north, north, east, yes. Then it would be east, southeast, south, south, west, west, uh, north, northwest, right? So again, you think about the same uh, headings are facing north clockwise. So you think about we're in the north, we're up in the north, then we're northeast, then east, then southeast, south, southwest, west, and then northwest. And then from here, you can actually say something like, um, I want to say you are oh, I want to say your editor underscore cell is here. And then you're going to be attached to this object. And then you're going to say on awake, void awake. And then you're going to give me you're going to give me a, yes, serialized field of headings. Let's say wall type. And I'm just going to say like north. Well, and technically what we need is none and all. Maybe I should just call this um, wall, let me, wall types. And we're just going to say these are wall types. And then we'll just, yes. So now I can say none is the default. Yes. And then I can say none, none, wall types, wall type. Yes. Accessor. And then from here, I just go cell, goes walls dot create cell, giving uh, uh, my wall type. And then I say get component wall, cell geo dot set. Let's see. I feel like I can't set the cell I shouldn't set the cell directly is what I think I'm telling myself. Set cell of the cell, right? So I'll come in here, bum, public void set cell, cell new cell, and yes, except I really like. I feel like this is cool, right? Um, and you could say yes, but then you could actually just say copy this and say, how do I do this? Oh, I can just say sweep. I can use the extension. Yeah. So it will let me know, hey, you can do that, right? And it's much quicker. From here, we need walls, and we need to say that your create cell here is going to be like this, but instead you're going to give me a wall type, right? So if I say wall types, wall type, and we'll say like new wall type, what I actually want you to do is, give me a vector 3 block index. And actually give me an int wall height equals 1. And I want you to say, yes, that you're going to enter the block height here. And you're going to say the, wow, we got a lot of work to do. You're going to say the, let's just say vector 3 int block index equals vector 3 int dot round to int transform dot position. And you're going to say your serialized int wall height equals 1. And I'm going to pass in the wall height as well, even though I set it as a default. Yes, so I want you to say switch on my wall, new wall type. New wall type. We are going to add, oh boy, add all these missing cases. And then I just want to say, hey, for every single case here. So, da 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 da. I don't know if I can convince Visual Studio that like this is what I love doing, so please help me. But you know, copy paste. It's your friend. The faster you can do it, the better you get. And then I just want to say, hey, I want to init first, and then I want to say set wall. So I don't need a none, right? Because this init will set all walls to false, right? Set all to false. So that's what I'm going to go off of right now. So if I want to be north, all I have to do is set wall north to be true, right? So I just say set north to true, and I'm going to copy this to be true, because now for true, and I'm going to say, hey, copy this and paste it like for everything, because I'm lazy. Again, copy and paste, lazy. Even though I don't need this much data, I'm going to eliminate like 90% of this data. And then all, oh well. Yeah! So all is done, right? So when you set wall types all, I want you to set north, east, south, west, done, right? So in a northwest, it's like, okay, I want north and west, done. West, I just want west, done. South is done. Oh, southwest, my bad. Southwest, done. South, done. Southeast is east and south, done. East is just east, done. And northeast is northeast, done. Oh, and north is just north. And then this is, I don't need this at all. Okay, perfect. So now I can say, okay, cool. What I want you to do is move my unit, I don't know, 0, let's say 0, 1, -1, right? So 0, -1. And I want to say that this here is going to be a room pillar. Here, I'm going to copy this and this. And I want you to say that your data, oh boy, is -1. Let's say -1, 0, -4. Oh, 4. Huh. Okay. What is the, oh, I need 1. There we go. 1. Okay. And you're going to, oh, I know what the problem is. Okay, so these are just going to say 0, 0, 0. And I want you to be minus, yeah, so 0 minus 0, 4, right? And I want you to be this is going to be 4. Perfect. And then I'm going to say that the room pillar is going to be duplicated 6 times, let's say. So this is, yeah, essentially I want this to be -1 and then -2, -2. And you're going to be, everything's going to be shifted down by 1, no, 3. And you're going to do the exact same thing, right? So you're going to be 0, -1, and -2. And what I'd like you to do is say, okay, we're cool, but I want you to say, everybody here is going to say wall editor, no, editor cell. And I'm going to say, okay, so you're, the mirror, do not do what I want you to do. Editor cell, yes, editor cell. You, okay, why are you not being helpful? Feels like it's dumb, but okay. Okay, feels like something's seriously wrong here, so I'm just gonna reboot Unity, because I should be seeing tons of data that I'm not. Okay, and then we'll just reboot to Hub. Go to bed here pretty soon, I guess. Plus, also should check out YouTube. I haven't got any comments up. Oh well, I'm just having fun, really. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, someone I made a comment on someone's video, which I think is very valid, but they're like, no, I didn't. It's like, wow, okay. Brum, bum, bum. Feel like to me, yeah, I don't know. Probably a reason I work for myself. Do I click here? Yes. All right. Hello, chat. We, I guess let's. Oh, I don't know. I feel like I'm not gonna. Just to me, it's like, when I'll explain what I was talking about here, right? So when right, this is, we just wrote this function today. So it's like, okay, so I'm like, okay, so this really needs to say bumps into a bumps from a position to a direction to test if there is a wall, right? So that's the description of the function. It's like, this is bump next wall, right? And maybe that's helpful. And that's what he was talking about. But this is not bump next wall test failure, wall return true wall, right? I mean, that's what he was like trying to describe. And I'm like, no, 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 no. That is not useful to me, to bump next wall, return true wall. And it's like, that's great. Yeah, that'd be helpful over here, right? It's like, okay, yeah, that's sort of helpful, but it's like, I'm like, okay, so bump next wall, return true wall. I'm like, what the? But then if I just highlight it, it says bump from a position to a direction to test if there's a wall. True if we hit a wall, false if we do not, and then to do handle wall. It's like, that is so much. And I say, okay, wall, bump, wall. I'm like, okay, I know I'm in walls. And there again, it's like, honestly, do I even need bump? It's like, okay, so I'm bumping. This is the same thing. It's like, I know I'm in my player input, and then it's like I'm doing the bump, right? Move in a facing direction and sidestep if we use the left, and right arrows. Yeah. So it's just and there again, like testing if we hit anything that would prevent movement. This is what this is. That's why it's like, oh hey, are we hitting a character? So there again, it's like I would do characters dot bump, right? Characters dot bump. I'd pass it in a position. And honestly, I just pass in the v future, right? So as long as I'm v future in it, and technically I would should pass in like this, right? Because ultimately, um, I should be passing in the direction here. Uh, and then that's done. Are we hitting an object, right? So I'm like, okay, well now I go into, um, characters, or I'd say objects, right? Objects dot, and then maybe objects isn't good enough. I'd say like, well, elements or entities or whatever, right? Entities might be, and this is like, this would be trees, rocks, you know, doorways, right? Whatever it would be like the ability. And that's so to me, it's like, okay, I'm at a wall, right? Okay, so what's walls, right? And I'm like, okay, well, the walls represent uh slim graphics that prevent movement through. I don't know, something like that. Honestly, I'm like, sounds like I'm describing what a wall is. Walls. This controls all walls and their their placement their placement in game. So it's like, yeah, that's so now, right? So now I'm like, okay, well, what's walls? Wall contains all the elements and placement in the game. Okay, cool. What's a bump? Okay, I want to bump the position to the direction. And then again, it's like, do I really need to do that? I just come down here and say, okay, the position is our starting position, right? And our direction is our facing direction. So now I might not even need to say, that what it's doing. I feel like if I do this, yeah, I guess I wouldn't get as much data. But the comments right here, the comments are what makes it like look at something, right? And if I start, going bump wall true return, right? Or, bump wall true, bump wall if true. It's just, to me, it's like it just makes it really annoying to read this really long sentence that's going to explain something that I can just explain in a comment. Um, yeah, it's like, and it's like, to me, it's like, I'm like, okay, cool. And then this is the forward direction. Yeah. Well, this is the facing direction, technically. So yeah, I do want to make sure that the forward, oh, this is actually the, oh yes, this is the, oh yeah, this is the forward. So honestly, it's like, why am I doing that anymore? So if I'm hitting W, um, technically, yeah, so I'm doing the facing, the opposite. Um, it feels like I should pass in so the forward is actually the transform dot forward, which is the position plus the direction. So honestly, to me, right, which is, yeah, so that would really, it does translate to the forward direction, so I guess it's good. Um, sorry, I'm starting to think this through, but like, I feel like yeah, this is the position plus the trans transform direction, transform forward, right? So that's what this forward is. It's the position plus the forward. And then there again, so what we do is we bump the block on the forward, right? Because this can be converted from yes, this is the V forward, which again is the position plus the forward, and then the v future is r what we have hit. We convert that to a block index, and then we just return whatever the block index is. So if it's a current, if it's a current block index, we just return that, right? So if we don't hit anything, you know, yeah. So here, uh, returns are returns whatever we hit. Do we use the position? No, we don't. Yeah, we don't use any. Returns are whatever block index we have hit. Returns original returns original block index if we hit something. All right, so if we hit rum bum bum. What is it? Returns the oh, it does actually return the free above position. Yeah, so I want to mention that. So it does return the block free position. Yeah, if we hit nothing, I feel like it returns the if we hit nothing. And then when we and then the oh, what are we doing? Anyways, but yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, okay, so what are we doing in the walls? We were trying to get the next block. We're doing all that. I guess we're good, right? We were just trying to, I feel like, are we stuck in a loop here? No? Why are we prevented from going back to here? Guess we're not. It's just frustratingly annoying. Oh boy. Oh, right. So this is get component in children. I was thinking about that. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. I remember what we're doing. I remember what we're doing. Yeah, we're totally screwing everything up here now. Okay, so what we're doing now is saying, okay, we're trying to create a room, right? So this would be, oh yeah, it wasn't adding it to the wall, the editor cell. There we go. That's what I was expecting. And what are we looking like on our sub objects here? Oh yeah, that's glorious. Somehow it selected every single sub object, which is not what we wanted. Honest, this will be cool once it's done. I feel like to me, it's like a lot of development I've been doing lately is like I develop it by hand and I'm like, okay, so I want to build a room now, right? So that's what I'm currently focused on is I'm going to build a six, like a small room that, kind of replicate what we were doing in the other game. And then, yeah, I don't know why so this is a northeast room, right? And then this would be a north room, north only. And then this is northwest. And then this is south, right? We don't want just east, although we could. And then this could be like southwest, correct? And then we're good, right? So let's run that. And then that should, yeah. Why is it? Okay, so we're north, northwest, east, none. Oh, I feel like a problem here. Yeah, here's a problem here. And then this is, no, I want to remove this. Oh my goodness. There we go. And this is southwest. Southwest. Did it like, oh my goodness. Oh no, I guess that would be technically correct. Okay, cool. And then from there, let's see, what we want to do is if this creates here, this pillar created this, which is northeast, it created a cell right here, which is northeast. Okay. But I feel like that was already the case. This is here. Did it create the cell for just north? Yes. Okay. So why is this? Or did it not apply the changes? Is that what it's doing? So we're southeast, so we should have a southwest cell. Southwest cell. Okay, so I must have not applied the changes somehow. Oh, you're not knitting the changes. Right, right. Well, no. We need to apply the changes. Yeah, you're not applying the changes here. So once I start, I need to apply the changes. Whew. Oh, guess I'm getting a little loopy. There we go. So now we are, oh wow, look at that. Oh, that is so cool. So yeah, we are, God, when I do the directional changes, this is going to screw everything up. But yeah, so we've successfully created a room. And there again, so like because this is an east wall, we kind of created this open area. So technically, we really wanted this to be, this would be a southeast, to create the sort of uh, room-like subject we wanted. Um, but yeah, that's cool. Um, yeah. So yeah, so I've and again, like so you look at the cell, like the walls, right? The walls here. We have a dictionary which we can't see, and we don't need to put this at be 000. The other thing I feel like a little frustrated with that is the fact that this doesn't need to be well, A, I don't need that, and I don't need that. Oh yeah, because I used the wall mover was the original definition. But because it's a game object, it doesn't. This is a we expected this not to be on a game object in the editor, but it feels like we have to because yeah. And I feel like I'm not sure how to avoid that issue, right? When I call something and it calls its instance, it needs to, yeah, it needs to sort of create the instance, which it does. And then, oh, I feel like it doesn't call awake. Yeah. It calls awake and then calls this an awake. Yeah. So this, yeah, here, is call on awake essentially. Oh, but it can't. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not sure how to solve that issue. Because it's like what happens is it comes through here and says, hey, I'm getting the T component. It's like, oh, I found it. If it's null, I create it. And then I create the new objects, set the first sibling, rename it, da 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 da. And then it waits for the awake. And it feels like it already needs to, you know, on the walls here, well, on the cell geo, it needs to register this, but it's already gone through the awake step. Well, honestly, to me, what you could, well, I guess you could technically do is say I enumerator uh, register, right? And then you could just say, hey, that's cool. And then you just say, do, 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 do. God, You'd have to say if walls dot instance equals null. But as soon as you call it, yeah, so you just say walls my instance equals walls dot instance, and then you'd say yield return new wait for end of frame, and then you'd have to say this is start coroutine register, right? So if I do this and I wait a tick, I can delete this here, and that might be enough to, yeah, yeah. So basically the issue here is we need the instance to be created, then we need the await to call. Wait for the instance to be created, then wait for awake. So the await calls at the end of the frame at the start of I guess the await calls at the start of the, I don't know. Yeah. Um, yeah, the await calls here. I guess you could init this through the parent. Yeah, because it creates the, but yeah, that's another way to do it here. Is it through the parent? It creates it, and then, yeah. Yeah, I wish there was a way to say, um, like start a coroutine, and then this right here. Yeah, just to me, it's like, how do I say here, my instance dot on awake, on awake. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Feels like there's some kind of little disconnect there. But so you can either create a game handler, right? So oftentimes I'll create a, under here. This is actually kind of one of the next major pieces of the puzzle I need to work on. Like game 16, for instance, is like my, so here I'll say walls, my walls equals walls dot instance, and then I can now remove it from, and this is like 8,000, right? So then I can remove it from the here. I can actually just remove it entirely from here. Oh no, I should be good because the game 16 is like runs really quick. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's just say that did not work. Um, is the editor cell? Does that need to be? Ooh, I don't know, minus 5,000? Nope. Wow. Southwest. Oh, so it is correct. Oh, it's not apply. I know what's the problem. Oh my goodness gracious. It's not applying. Yep, right here. You have to apply the changes. And you also don't call the init, but the init, well, this, yeah, this, and then this cell. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so there again, we need cameras and all sorts of things. Yeah, camera would be the next big, and then rotation and But I feel like that's really cool. Oh, that is not cool. What is that? What is that? Mm-hmm. Your stone block in your no free position, so why are you not bumping? Bump 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 bump. Okay, I get it. You're mad. What did I do? And right here, forward, apply the block to the B block index. Okay. Oh, you know what? Yeah, so the V forward is the 1 minus 2, and then the, oh, so my sorted is -1. Why? Huh. I guess my sorted is only, oh, no, I'm getting 2. Never mind. Okay. My bad. There we go. Yeah. Uh-huh. Final sorted. Uh-huh. The final block position is 1, 1, -2. Yep. Return true. And the new future. Uh-huh. Oh, and then you apply the gravity. This sounds familiar, doesn't it? Oh my God. You're applying the gravity below the block, and you're getting my sorted count as, so I'm at -1 and 0, and I need to stay at 0. And then I reverse my sorted count, and my reverse sorted count is, ah, ah. Okay, well, let me not do a reverse sorted count. Oh, yeah, why not? I don't know. Why are you doing that to me? Die. You can see my mouse is telling me that I should be standing on top of the block. But as I go on it, oh, even my block is telling me I'm supposed to be on the block. Oh, but then this is not. So when we return, oh, yeah, so we're on the free position. Oh, so we're on this block, and the next free position should tell me I'm above the block, which is all great, but then the, gravity. I feel like I'm fighting with gravity a lot now. Okay, well, I mean, obviously that's unfortunate, but I mean, we shouldn't take away from the fact that we got walls working in just an hour. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Yeah, so we're getting my next position, and we're trying to get the below block. Honestly, we should just like cut ourselves short, right? So if we say, hey, if I get the current block index, right, and I say block below equals that, and if I say if block below not equal to null, then just return. Else do all this. I don't know. If we're sitting on a block currently, it's like, no, I'm good, right? I mean, it's like if I'm sitting on that current block, why are we not? We're bumping the block. Oh, we're applying the gravity to the next position, which is the new future, which is not a yeah. Yeah, because the new future is basically the block index minus one, um, essentially. I mean, it's the above block, right? So the free block position is the block above, which doesn't exist. So therefore, we can't get that block. Um, so then gravity is like, okay, so if that's the case, then you say the below block feels like it should just like do this, right? Like we don't need this here. We just say, hey, I want to do that. And then to do that, I need, let me do all of this. And I want to say that your is all of this. Honestly, it just feels like this is what should happen. So my block index, and then my block index. Oh, well, yes, you're fine, right? Block index. Let's set this to the new block. Uh, and then if let's say if the block equals null, we'll set it to the block index. Else, we'll set it to the set position to the block free block position, free position above. I don't know if by the way, when I was kind of redoing this over, um, basically what happened is I had set this. Oh no. I had set this to here, and I'd set that to here. So it just really became or something like, like that, and it really just became super annoying to realize that the block below index is supposed to be the block index minus one. Um, yeah, so I fixed that, by the way. I just, I don't know, wanted to point that out. Ah, come on. Here, let me do the blocks, no player input here. Now let me say I don't want to apply gravity to this until I'm happy with what it looks like. Mhm. There we go. Yeah, so why are you applying gravity to my current position? You're applying gravity to the new future. You're getting my current block index. So for current block index is null. I feel like that is the issue here. Unity, hit play. You should be happy. I feel like you're gonna do, oh no, you shouldn't do this. my next position's here. The block is null. That's exactly what I thought it was going to do. Set the block position. Oh! Okay, that's cool. Yeah. I feel like it could go either way, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, I bet. So, if you notice what happened here was that I'm changing my block position and not finding any data. So that was what the issue was. The Yeah, and I don't need to, well, I do need to set my position. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, touch Unity. Stop debugging. Attach to Unity. Come on. Hmm. If this not equals to no, I feel like this is an or. If I say or, if this equals to this or not equal to this, then you can run it again. Is that what I want to say? Let's try an or. I'm like, if I find a block, then I'm cool, right? I can just say, hey, I've landed on a block. Don't worry. Go forth. Be merry. Oh boy. Oh. Hmm. The issue becomes I'm falling through forever. Well, technically not forever, but I mean, that's what my unit's doing, right? Yeah, he's falling through forever. So is this greater or equal to 0? Nope. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, no, I'm still, my block index is changing here, and I'm setting my position. So if my block index is, if it's, well, equals null, I guess it's the end. I guess I'm curious why, if I'm standing on a block, let me put my unit to 0, 1, right? So if I'm, well, no, where's this? 1 minus 2. So if I'm 1 minus 2, and I'm trying to apply gravity here, I should be on a block eventually, right? That's the question, is can I land on this block? Yeah, so I'm, oh, Yeah, so I should have a block here, right? Da, 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 da. Yes. Then the block is there. The block is null. So the block is here. Yes. Okay, so the block index is, well, okay, that's not great. Debug, stop debugging, and create a second stone block here. And we'll say this is 1 and our unit is 2. Okay. I'm trying to get to the point where I'm landing on the block, but in the air technically. So it's like I'm pretty sure I should be able to land on the block without feeling like I'm yeah, not feeling like I'm falling on the ground. So here again, if I get the block and so the block, so the block is null, and my index. Why is my index so high? Debug, stop debugging. Do something wrong here? It's like I feel like I'm rock free position should be at 0, so my set position should be here. Y position. Block location. My previous position was set. Just check the just to catch the case where we're yeah. Let me go test Minecraft and set this to none. And okay, so we're at 0. Oh no, the unit space is at 2. Let me say that you're delete these two. 1, -2. Um, go 1, 1, -2. Huh. My player being set to a weird. I feel like that's the case here with my. Yeah, ignore that. Yeah, right here is what I was thinking about. If unit object not equal to null, then you're here and you're. Now you should just be sitting on the block. Perfect. Okay, so why does my unit feel like he's too low? The gravity is like there's no block. Oh. Bum bum bum. If this is true, if block index dot y minus less than 0, set the block index dot y equal to 0. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Do 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 do. Like he's all right, he's hopping. I'm a hopper. I'm a jumper. I'm loving it. Feel like I can't remove the block, which I feel like would be, I don't know, maybe it'd be an interesting. Eventually, I'd like to be able to remove blocks, but I'm not sure why he's jumping. What are you jumping for? I'm jumping. I'm a jumping jackrabbit. I feel like he's checking the block above him, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I'm cool." I mean, it's fun, but yeah, not quite what I had in mind. Yeah, unable to find the block. Oh yeah, yeah. So he's unable to find the block. He's at -1, and then he's like, "Oh hey, I'm gonna jump up," and then he falls down. Yeah, that's what's happening. Um, something to that effect. But hey, I found a block, and then this is. Yeah, there's no blocks here. Okay, so now I can say, "Hey, test Minecraft to flat." Oh, you can actually just set it to tiered. That might be actually really good right now. Like, feel if this works again. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, and it's set to some weird game 16. Help. Help game 16. Okay, I probably should just head to bed here soon. We can do this tomorrow. Yeah, let's set this to Minecraft. Oh boy. Yes. Feels like my world is crashing for some reason. Okay, so I need you. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so you need to say you're here and here. Where's my unit? Um, 2 0 1 0 0 0. Okay, so this is 2 0. Oh, 2 - 1. Oh, sounds good. This is -1 here. Yes, -1. And then you're going to be 1 0. You're going to be happy with my decision to no. Okay, so everybody has to be moved 1. Yeah, everybody has to be moved to 1, and you have to be moved to 0. Is that what I want? Oh, yes. Oh boy. Okay, that's a okay, you can see so there's an issue here where I'm moving and I'm now jumping through a wall. So the ceiling has to have to account for ceiling somehow. So on the blocks, on the above, I've never thought about that. Not the above block mouse, but above block to do account for ceilings. We can't teleport through blocks. Whew. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like I just need to think about how to do this a little bit differently. Like to me, like if I'm here, I should be able to do that. And okay, why can't? Oh yeah, so this is another issue I thought about is this is perfect. So um We are, I'm not sure why this is a jump height. Yeah, we're jumping over 3. That's interesting. Why are you? Oh, because the player input sets a position when you, right here, the block display. Right, so gravity, if you're a player, yeah, okay, so really we just need a public void set position, and you need to say yes, whatever, and you need to say that I want to cut this, and okay, so I want to set position the new future. This is the new future. It's the future! Oh, no, this is the coordinate text. Yes, so this, including the coordinate text, you just say that you're setting your position. Huh, yes. And this is the new position.text. And then you're going to say your gravity is going to say set position, right? But it's going to be the hmm, gravity set position, which is yay, we have it, but we're setting a, yeah, right here. So I need to say the player. How do I say the player? Well, the player input, right? Get component player input, player input pi equals this. If pi not equal to null, then the pi dot set position transform dot position. And then boop boop doo 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 doo. Oh no, I'm falling. But yeah, you can see I'm back onto 2, and I'm now. Oh boy. Oh, that is a little disconcerting. Okay, well, obviously, and there again, like I feel like yes, you're only jumping up 2 here. There's nothing in the way, and you're falling down, so that's okay. But then, to me, it's like, okay, um, yeah. So, and then here again, so I guess yeah, you're too high. I'm not sure why this is. Here, let me add a block on the above block here. And let's see why my difference is not. I feel like my difference should be 3. So, da. Oh, apply gravity. I'm good, thank you. Yes, so my difference, how many sorted? We got 2 sorted, 1, 4. Okay, so what? Yes. I get it. Okay, so what is my difference here? Difference is 2, and I'm adding this. What is my, what? No, that can't be right. Oh, the block index. Oh, we're up. above block on my block index, which is technically, yeah, but our actual position is something different. Right here. Here, our actual position is, oh, 2, 2. Oh, I know what the problem is. So on the blocks, we are checking the A sort, which really, A sort, you really need to say block, block geo, block, um, sort equals blocks dot get A sort. Yes, and you need to say the block sort dot free block position. Yes. Which is, oh no, why can't you? Yeah, so maybe we just do vector3 here. So to me, it's like the thing is like we're sitting on, technically we're sitting on here, but our character is actually above. Yeah, see, oh yeah, now we can't jump up that high, right? Because technically the block is at 5, which is over 3 different. See, but this block right here, which I I'm actually sitting on 2, 4. So when I'm here, I'm 2, 1 actually. Yeah. But I'm actually saying I'm at 2, 2, right? So I'm passing 2, 2, and I'm like, okay, that's not happening, right? Because I'm on 2, 2, 1, but I'm technically 2, 2. So I'm passing that, and I'm getting 2, 2 versus 2, 4, where now I'm getting the 2, 5, which is 3. But you can also see now the issue here is because the cell is blocked in that forward direction. Like when this down here is like, no, you can't, okay, well, I shouldn't be able to stop that way, nor that way, nor that way. So feels like we're taking a -1 somewhere, which is what's causing us to jump, and we're not. Yeah. Oh. Really, we should like hit wall here somewhere. We should be saying a debug.log warning here, right here. I should be hitting a log warning. Oh, I am. Oh, P and I. Oh yeah, so I'm at position and my direction. Oh, yeah, so what I should really do is like do the facing direction here. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit more helpful. So if I'm here and I'm like, hey, I want to go south, it's telling me I'm facing south. And then why is it not bumping a wall? Well, my position is 1, but the wall, right? So if I look at my current wall, what does my current wall say? This wall right here, if I ask it where it's at, ask you where you're at. Hello, where are you? You're at 0, 0, 0 again. Well, that is annoying. That's why all my walls are failing. No? Are you really at, oh, I guess you're technically at 0, 0, 0. Well, wham! Okay. So why am I not hitting the wall here? Wall dot bump. Here. Go to here. So if I attach Unity south, the current block, B position. That doesn't sound right. Oh. Oh, right. So when I hit south, we're at 1. Why are we at 1? Because that is our unit position. Unit space is at 1 because of I need to plus in the block position. Well, essentially my cell position is 0. So really I need to say my room geo here is 4, right? So my room geo is 4, which is under the editor, right? So under the editor, I need to say all of these are 4. Yeah, so if I say 4 on all of these, then I want to say 4 int. Yes, I want to say 4 int I. Yes, to the wall height. And I just want to say, hey, just say if I equals 0, we'll just create the cell here. And I want to say the, oh yeah, the block index plus I. Plus 1? Plus 1. Sure. No. No, it's plus I. Ugh. Plus equal. Plus equal I. There we go. Okay, well, that's exciting, but yeah, so we're we're trying to create cells, the block index, the wall type, the wall height. That is correct with the wall configuration. We're initting with the block index. Yeah, feels like that's cool. Why are you here? Let me get rid of all this. So essentially what we're trying to do is like, okay, so we know that we're from 0, 0 to 0, 1 to 0, 2 to 0, 3, up to 4 blocks. We want to create cells that indicate that these are where the walls are. So if we're flying and we move into a wall, or we're, again, this is like really a really good scenario here where, essentially I feel like this wall should be blocking us, but it's not. But this wall shouldn't because we haven't programmed it. For now, see, we're at 2 and we're trying to say, okay, check that wall and it should be stopping us. That's like, okay, so we should be right here on the player input. The player, I just saw that, but the player input. Wow, we're doing a 24-hour stream apparently. The player input should be to bump the wall um, here, which says I should, yeah, attach to Unity and be able to bump the wall. Right, so if I, are we, oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're at, yes, 2, 2, and it doesn't contain that. Wow. Oh, it only contains 6. That's that's a serious issue. Why? Why? Under the, oh, right. So in the editor, my bad. My bad. I got it. I got it. Essentially what I'm screwing up here is I have to say register, like cell on the walls, register the cell. Um, which, yeah, I can just register this cell. Yes. There we go. We're good. We're good. Yeah. Oh, yes, people. Look at that. Oh, yes. Oh, it's like preventing us. I feel like not sure why we're, oh. I'm like, why are we moving forward? I don't understand. Well, you can't see anything, but we know that there's 2 whole spaces. But yeah, we are now successfully blocking on walls, right? But that, yeah, so here I feel like there's a slight issue where the wall's blocking us, but we should be able to jump. And I'm not sure how to say that. Like the wall should prevent us, but we should be able to jump from the player input here. So if we could say we can bump the block. I want to say, maybe we should just do this. Is that going to be sufficient? Oh boy, what is going on? Wow. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay, so we definitely need to handle both cases. So we can't do this, but we should be able to do this somehow. Or say, we'll say, um, void try bump block, and then we'll cut this out. Put this here. And then should be try bump block here and here. Oh, it's not try bump block. It's the reverse gravity. Yeah, let me do that because that's going to be so much more sensical to me to say no, you're good here. And I don't need this. It's going to be blocks dot apply, blocks dot apply, top. Oh boy. Okay, how do I do this? Above block. Yes. Above block here, which is the vector 3. I believe that's a 3. Yeah, vector 3. vector 3 v next, well, v future, okay, and then you're the block index, which is what I'm standing on. Oh yeah, the v future. You need a vector 3 int v next equals vector 3 int round to int v future. Oh, come on. Yes, yes, yes. This. Do this. Oh, but well, okay. So when I hit law, say v next position, and then this is the v next, and then do I just set the position of the next? Oh, okay. Good, I guess. Okay, well, I mean, I'm probably not going to be able to get this to operate. Oh, yes. Okay. Nope. Yes. So how do I say that I want you to be block above? Huh? How do I say that I want to say, well, okay. Essentially, I'm going to write this pseudocode and then I'm going to head to bed because essentially what we could actually do is, right? So essentially we're going to say, okay, so when I am going to say on the editor cell, I'm going to say the cell and I'm going to say register wall. And I'm going to say you're going to get the, well, okay, so cell geo, um, well, what we're going to actually do is say, okay, so get me this, and we're going to say the cell geo equals this. And you're going to say the register above block is going to be the cell geo dot above block. And then your, is going to be this. And then your is the cell geo. Whew. Okay, so how do I guess okay, so I'm just going to register the cell, register cell geo, register that. Because I don't like the fact that I can't tell this. Okay, well, I'm just going to code this because I don't know, I'm thinking of it in my brain. I'm going to be like, is this ever going to work? Okay, so this is a serialized field cell geo, my cell geo equals no. And this is serialized field. And let's say that this equals the cell geo. I want this to be public. And then I want to say the public vector 3 above block equals my cell geo dot above block position, right? So above block position. And then you're going to say cell geo is right here, which is a public vector 3. And you know what? You know what it is? Oh my goodness gracious, what am I thinking? This is a public, just above block, right? And all this really is, oh my god, I don't need any of this. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, okay. I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to say register the above, right, is going to be a new vector 3 int, and you're going to say your whatever, and then you're the block index, right? So this is the here, and I don't need, yeah, so that's that. So you're the block index dot y dot x, the height, all height, plus the block index dot y, and then the z. Plus one, plus one, say plus one. Register above. No, this is the cell dot register above. Yes. Okay. Well. And you're gonna be here, and you're gonna say, okay, you're gonna say, bum, bum, bum. You're gonna say public void vector, public void register above cell, the vector 3 int v position, and you're gonna say serialized field, field, serialized field of the above cell index, 0. So this is the above cell index, and then this equals the v position, and then you're going to say the public vector 3 int above cell index, and that equals the above. Hopefully this is making sense. Above cell index, um, and then the player input will say, hey, I want to say the on the bump, uh, you're just gonna say out cell, hit cell. All right, so this is the hit cell, and you're gonna say equals the cell, return true, and you're gonna say the cell equals the cell opposite, and then you're gonna say the hit cell equals null. And then when I call that here, you're going to say, no, on the bump here, you're going to say out, cell, hit cell. And then you're going to say you hit if hit cell not equal to null. And you're going to say this is the hit cell. You hit the hit cell, yeah, hit cell dot, I don't know, Really wish I could say what you hit, but hit cell dot block index, right? Hit cell dot block index. And then you're going to say, what I want you to do is that's not null, you're going to say set position to, oh, well, I need the block, right? So the block geo equals blocks dot get the hit cell dot cell above cell index, right? And this is what, oh, your block geo. Oh yeah, I need a block geo. And then you're going to say set position to the block geo dot above, oh no, dot free position above. And I think that's all I need, right? So, what do you, oh yeah. So then you're here. Oh yeah, so this register above. Yeah, so here I can, now I can say generate method. Oh, yeah, yes. Oh, yes, and I still need this for like this to get the, well, and really I don't need this here, right? So, oh, yes. Okay, no. No, 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 no. Plus, yes, I'm creating this cell, and here, when I'm here on the player input, I'm going to say you're here, right? So then I'm, no, that's Unity, here, so you're going to, no, I'm good, yes, continue, okay, well, right, which is this one, yeah, which is, yeah, so I'm going to, huh, I just don't want to mess with this side. I just want to mess with this side, that says that if the hit cell not equal to null, then continue. So if the cell contains the current block, no. But if it contains the opposite block, west, the, oh, yes, the new block. No. Mm-hmm. Oh. Why? Why? Okay, I just feel like I'm quite working out correctly here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the V block index equals this. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the V block index equals that. So I have to say the this and then this, and then you're the vector 3 int v block above index equals the v block index. Yes, and then the wall height plus I plus I. And this is the vdocs index. The block index dot y plus equal the wall height. Wall height. Yes. Well, this equals the, no. Here, let me say the, no. No. Equals the, yes. No. Block index above equals the here. Okay, so block index is this, and then this is the v block index above plus equals the wall height, and then the wall height plus equals there. We're going to get the cell height here, and then we're going to say the block index above here. So if I equals 0, we're entering our base position, and we're setting the, oh, honestly, this can be here, and then this is the block index. Yes. And this is plus y. Oh yeah, the block index here is here, and this is, gosh, technically I could, yeah, okay. Well, exciting, but it's not. I don't technically need the wall height anymore in here. Yeah, I don't need the wall height anymore in here. We accounted for the wall height. So it's essentially what I'm doing is creating individual cell, individual cells based on the wall height. So if I have a 4 wall height, I'm creating 4 cell sections to account for each of the wall pieces. So so I'm accounting for the wall height by creating, 0 to 4. So 0 to 4, which is inclusive or whatever. And I'm increasing my block index. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. And I'm using that block index to create the cell. So now, and then I'm in that cell, I'm registering the block cell. And if that's the cell, I'm, yeah. Essentially, I'm here, and under player input, if I attach to Unity, I'm going to say bump. Here, we should get, we should get like 6 cells. Well, why are we not? Oh my goodness. I feel like I just, wow. Yeah, I just need to go to bed. Rum, pum. Creating 4 indexes. Block index. Oh, we're not registering the cells, are we? Nope. Yeah, that would be exact problem again. Oh my God. Why can't I just walls dot register cell register? Okay. I mean, I'm just obviously making too many mistakes. This is often what I used to do when I used to work for 16 hours a day. Okay, well that's yeah. And I guess there again, you're wall climbing, so that's interesting. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's also an issue. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. So this is great here, but it's now, yeah. Wow, yeah. So this is cool. Feel like here, like, oh, hey, I can jump up here and I don't know about there, but this is, but then when I can now climb internal walls as well. Essentially, I'm just setting the position there. So I need to, yeah. I can also say if like inside, right? So if inside a room, don't climb on the wall. But I mean, it feels like, this is kind of cool where you know, you're Spider-Man at that point. You can just climb up the walls. But now I need to account for, oh, just, yeah. So, yeah, to do account, account for walls inside, not going to ceiling, and um, to do account for account for outside jumping more than 2 blocks. Yeah, so if the well, if there, it's just really like there again, we could just do the same um, walls, right? So if we just do the walls here, and we just say, hey, if my distance, oh, where is that? Where? Oh, it's the blocks. 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 Yeah, so if the blocks has a distance calculation here, right? The difference. Um, really? Okay. I mean, I get it. I deleted all that, but hey, yes. So the difference will be the difference of the position and our block geo.free free above. And yes, and we need a vector 3 here. So if that distance is less than the jump height, yeah, so that we can't. Jump height. Let's set this to 3. You can run and jump up a wall. Yeah, you can jump up walls here, but not there. And then arbitrarily, I feel like that's a problem as well. I feel feel like to me if there's a um, to do raycast or check above us for a ceiling. Uh, yeah, let's I just want to say check above and then say, for 0 to 3 or 0 to 3 if block, right? So really it's just like this. If the, yeah, so the jump height index here, if my vector 3 v position index equals position v position dot index dot y equal plus equal plus equal I, blocks b equals, no, blocks geo, block geo, b geo equals blocks. I get the v position index. Not equal to null, return. Let's do this to 4. Nice, nice, nice. Getting so much accomplished. When I'm falling asleep. So yeah, so I can't now to into the building. I can do that. I don't think I can do it from here, nor here, nor here. I can do, oh, because I'm up 1. So we're going from 2 to, I think the distance, right? The distance is +1. The position is our block. Do we have a block under? Do we have a block under us? Oh, it's gravity dot block under. Right, gravity dot block under. Position block. I don't know, free block position. Isn't that a thing? Of course, if gravity has no block under us, then we can't do anything. And we're falling. Yeah, right here. So the public vector, no, public block geo block under, block under. And yes, so we're doing the reference here. Yeah, so if gravity dot is in air or gravity dot block under equals null, and return. Yeah. Well, technically it's like right here, right? So, oh, well, yeah. And this is the free, yeah, free block above, free block above. I should prevent like that. Well, should prevent, like that's almost 3. Oh, the jump height index is what? Oh, it's 4. Okay, let me say uh, 2, 2. Yeah. Oh, let's make it 3 then. We'd like to be able to say, like, not go here, but here. Yeah, this is exactly what I'd like to see. So it's like I can do it here, but not here, because that's like too high. I feel like maybe 4 would be okay. Um, but there again, like you can make that variable. You could be like, oh hey, I have a jump height of +1. I can, because essentially he's like, hey, I'm gonna jump up here, but he's got to jump up and grab this and then pull himself up. But here he's like, no, I'm good. Yeah. Oh, what was that? That was strange. Oh yeah. I feel like that's a bug, but anyways, that's cool. And then as the different slabs and whatnot. But yeah, I can't now block into I'm like blocked in the ceiling. I mean, this is such a huge improvement, right, from the old game uh to now, is I can't um yeah, I'm blocked uh I also can't really, which you couldn't before. So yeah, that is really, really, really cool. And I'm blocked from, entering um, walls like this way. I'm blocked from walls of any other way, which, before we could just walk right through. Now we're counting for all the walls. Um, yeah, and it's all in data, right? That's the cool thing about this is like this is all, yes, it's cells and scriptable objects, but that's just because I'm lazy. And but yeah, that is really, really cool that we can now walk around a world um, and be blocked by walls. Um, yeah, and then have it does get a little like the rules become a little like you got a lot of rules here that are really, and I probably need to, um, explain why these rules are here. Yeah, we are we can't climb up if we are not standing on a block or still in the air. So that's what that does. And then we check the block above us for ceiling right here. And then this is we uh, can't jump too high. 3 is great, but 4 is better. You know, character variance ability. Right? To me, it's like, if you had like a 7 here, that'd be pretty insane. Like your jump height is 7. You can do that in Minecraft. You can like, oh, hey, I can easily climb up, super tall buildings. But yeah, so that's just uh and then yeah, so this is like you're colliding with the wall. And then there again, it's like now we have characters, other things to collide into. And then ultimately, like we're like, oh, hey, I want to bump the block. Um, yeah. Guess could we just do it this way? I wonder if we could just do it that way, and that would apply the, yeah, because you're not applying the position twice. Um, yeah, so that's interesting. It still gets the jumping motion. Is it because of the yeah, we're applying the -1 for some reason. Why are you applying the -1? To do, we are checking -1, then 0, and it's animating but jerky. Why is that the case? Huh, I'm not sure why. Yeah. Oh, it's the block in, oh yeah, the block is null. Yeah. And then this is the free above position when it's not. Yeah. I don't know. We'd have to sort of. Anyways, I think that's good. I'm gonna come back tomorrow after hopefully a couple nights of sleep. So maybe in a few days, I don't know, to work on this some more. Got to clean up all the code, look at all the to-dos. Might do that offline too. But yeah, it's awesome to be able to interact. I also probably should check all the slabs and all the 1001 game features. But and I think like at the next thing too, I'd like to generate a room, right? So the editor cell to do to do uh, turn this into a room generator. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, thanks very much. Have